morning. I was thinking of a title, and I hope I can explain that title. So, bear with me. The longer I think, the longer it became. Anyway, my name is Ezer, and I am a diabetic. Last April, I was told by my doctor I am a diabetic. Last June 20, I sat with my wife at a diabetic nutritionist consultant, and I was on denial, of course. Mixed emotions, actually, And after that meeting, not after that night, I was angry for being selfish and how I want to live and eat. I was sad and feeling guilty for letting down my family and seeing their concern for me. So I resolved to do my best. So I decided to do three simple things only. Not eating rice ever again, not eating cake, and drinking soda. Three things. After a month, my HGB1AC, that level, if you are a diabetic, went from 10.5 to 7.3. It was hard, but it was fueled by my wanting to live for the love of my family. When you see that your family loves you and you really want to be with them, it's fueled by that. And then I felt a little proud what I accomplished. And I felt I should be happy because I was able to lose a lot of weight from 153 pounds down to 139 in 3 weeks. So I felt a little proud. Hey, this is good. Then I felt God talk to me and said, okay, you could control your physical desires. How about your wrongful spiritual desires? Your pride, your greed, your envy, your lust, your materialism, those. How about your spiritual disciplines? Do you have time for me? Reading the Bible, fasting, meditation, worship? I will say, my answer was, not always, Lord. And that made me humble. I realized I needed Him. I had to rely on God. And my physical accomplishment, even though little, was nothing really. But then I look at this one small thing I could do, okay? These things I could do, like not eating rice, not eating cake, and drinking soda. If I can trust myself on that, only this simple little thing, then if I look at Jesus, okay, who is perfect, and see that He is perfect in everything, then I can trust Him because He is perfect in everything. So if I can do even one small thing, and I can trust on this one small thing that I can do, then if I look at Jesus, then I can understand that if He is perfect in everything, I can trust Him. I can rely on Him to help me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Make sense? Wrong! I read a book that said that we humans tend to project the best qualities we have and multiply it and to understand who God is, which is entirely wrong. Example, compassion. When I think of compassion, the character of compassion, I think of Mother Teresa. I think of my grandmother. I think of my mother who was compassionate. And then I try to think if I multiply this small character 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, maybe it is equal to the compassionate of God. Wrong. It is never equal to God's compassion. Faithfulness. When I think of faithfulness, I think of Abraham, I think of David, I think of Paul, who, through much sacrifice. And even if I combine all these people, multiply it by 1,000,000 billion times, it will never be the same as Christ's faithfulness. The error is that I project human character by multiplying it 1,000,000,000 times over and over to think that somehow God is like that. That is God's character. You see, I have to learn that God is God. He is not human. God is God. He is never human multiplied by 1,000 billion times. The best of human qualities is never God. He does not waver. He does not flinch. Therefore, He is trustworthy. That is my basis of believing in Him. He is not human like me. He is loving. At the same time, He is just. Who hates sin? I cannot completely explain it or understand it because I have never met anyone like Him. I mean, if you never met anyone like Him and He says, I am this, can you really understand it? All my past human experiences are different. It's so hard to understand when something is said and you just have to what? Believe on it and trust it. But that makes me want Him more. That makes me want to worship Him more. Because He is unbending. He does not do what I do. He will, what He said, He will do. The main reason why I doubt Him is that I think He has the best human qualities multiplied over and over again. The result is doubt. See, when I doubt God, why do I doubt it? Because my past experiences say different. And I think of God as a wonderful, multiplied over has human characteristics, which is utterly wrong. Let God be God. God is a different level. He will never be human like us. Yes, He was human in body, but Jesus had the spirit and mind of God. He is on a different level. And if you think that, and if I think that, then I can trust Him. Because I don't trust myself. I know I fail many times. See? And if you look closely at my accomplishments, I'll tell you my secret. They have weaknesses. My dietitian told me, hey, you can drink soda, only diet soda. And so sometimes I drink diet soda. And then I found out there is one meal that I cannot eat without rice. It's a Philippine dish called paksiw. And if my wife cooks that, it's like a sour fish. I have no choice but to eat rice. See, eating that with bread is, I couldn't. So there are weaknesses in my accomplishments. Realizing that, I am deeply and ever grateful that I have a God who is perfect, who does not change, cannot be corrupted, whatever I do. He is not me. He will never be me. And that is good because I can trust Him. He does not waver. He is unbending. I must not let my experiences with people define who God or Jesus is. I have done that many times. In my mind, I have to let God be God. He loves us so much, and I am joyed by it. Praise be to God, our God, who is unbending, ever faithful, ever just and true. I thank Him for we have someone who really, we can depend our whole life on Him. Trust with our life, because He is not human. We have never met anyone like Him, and we will never be. Praise be to God.